What's the story, people? Before I go open up the panel, we're going to read out the grounds of Shad-bundy made points of law to say that he hadn't got a proper and fair trial, right? And we're going to read out all these points that he brought up, his legal team brought up, to try say that he didn't get a fair trial, yeah? But which was found to be unjust because the appeal judge found it to be untrue that he did get a fair trial, and the points that he brought up were insignificant, and that the sentence was to carry on, right? So he never got, he didn't appeal the conviction, he appealed the severity of the sentence, right? So I'm going to read about 12 or 13 pages of that, because that's what it's about. It's about 12 or 13 pages, right? And if you're not kind of familiar with a legal setting, some of it might confuse you, and you might think these sound like, but these are Shad-bundy's points, his grounds to bring this in front of an appeals judge, right, which were found untrue. So the conviction stuck, and the sentence was a carry on, and he went back to appeal the severity of the sentence. And I'm going to read out these few pages. I'm going to read out when he got attacked inside in the prison of another fella, and then I'm going to open the panel. So, because last week it was a bit all over the place, so people talking over each other and all. So I'll read out these few pages, and then we'll get stuck into the nitty-gritty about him threatening to kneecap us all, and threatening to bring people's fathers away, and threatening to come to people's doors for 100 times. And we'll do all that after we read out the first couple of pages of this. 12 pages of this. It's like a summary. It's like a summary of his grounds for appeal being squashed and becoming insignificant. His grounds for an appeal was insignificant to the thing. So we'll read this. He was insignificant to his appeal, so they squashed the appeal and they said, carry on the conviction sticks, carry on your sentence. Right, so we'll read this out now. On the afternoon of Friday, 24th of November 2017, contact was made with the investigating Garda by the daughter of the intended witness, who was herself a doctor. So the daughter of the victim was a doctor. She had a medical background also, the woman's daughter. She contacted the investigating Garda, which is police in Irish, the investigating Garda, in order to draw to the police's attention the fact that her mother has gone through significant medical difficulties, and arising from this, there was some room for concern about her extent of cognitive function. So the woman was, so what I gather from that is the woman was suffering traumatically from the incident with Shad-bundy, that she was probably on some sort of medication. So the cognitive memory wouldn't be the best after suffering an ordeal like that. So the woman would have been damaged, do you understand? Damaged mentally from the ordeal that night. It also emerged that Dr. Colum Sr. had taken her name off medical registers. The prosecution says that the absence of Dr. Collins was unexpected, but that if anything, her absence served to disadvantage the prosecution. So he tried to say that the doctor's evidence not being there it somehow meant he didn't get a fair trial, but it's quite the contrary. It would have went against the prosecution, the state prosecution's case. Do you get me? So he tried to. So it is said that this conclusion is to be derived from the fact that her notes recorded on genital examination. There was a tenderness of the forefoot and multiple linear abrasions which were bleeding on contact. So this was what the doctor that never showed up had. This is what was on file for the doctor, you know what I mean? So it would have been in his benefit, the doctor not showing up, not in the prosecution's benefit. I'm just breaking it down and explaining to people that wouldn't really understand the legal setting. So I understand the legal setting, so I'll, to the best of my ability, I'll explain it to you. So as I said, on genital examination, there was tenderness of the foreshoot and multiple linear abrasions which were bleeding on contact. It is said that this was material which prosecution would have wished to put before the jury and which would have assisted the prosecution. Having heard the submission in support of and in opposition to the POC application, that's just say they appeal the grounds for an appeal, let's say, application. The judge took the opportunity to consider the matter overnight and then the following day delivered a detailed ruling covering some 22 pages of transcript. In the course of the ruling, the judge indicated that one issue that had not been canvassed was where the onus of proof laid in relation to such matters. He felt that 3 of the 4 issues raised fell within the well-established boundaries. The issues about the timing of the arrest. So the timing of the arrest is, he tried to say that it was he wasn't arrested soon enough for the offence. Do you get me? He tried to bring it. He tried everything to scratch and call and find every point of law he could to try break down this case, but it was. Well, we'll read on more and explain to you that the issue of the timing of the arrest, the detention of the accused, and the interviews with his parents was initially a delay issue. The failing to take forensic samples in a timely fashion. These are all his grounds for appeal. He said that he wasn't arrested quick enough, that they didn't interview his parents quick enough, and they never done DNA on the bed that him and the woman admitted lying on, so they admitted laying in. Do you understand? Timely fashion to follow up by taking attention the accused, principal essential delay. The failing to take forensic sample in a timely fashion to follow up by taking a statement of the ex-partner of the complainant in relation to the prior sexual history. He was trying to get the woman's ex-partner brought in to discuss the woman's prior sexual history, which is a complete and utter, what do you call it? Conflict of interest. You cannot be bringing a person's ex-partner in. Who's going to harbour more of a, who would, like, it's a conflict of interest. You cannot bring a person's ex-partner in to do a sexual history background in a court of a man accused of a sexual nature. Do you understand? So the failure to designate the property as a crime scene and to apply for a warrant at the early stages could be seen in terms of the jurisprudence relating to the obligation to seek out and retain evidence. The issue that had arisen in relation to Dr. Cullen was a missing witness situation. However, he felt the 4th issues raised the question of the credibility of the complainant because of the striking similarities of the 2 accounts given there was quite unique. So, like, they had similar stories. They had similar stories, and there wasn't really. They weren't like the one thing they did not agree on was the consent. We'll read further into this. I'm going to send out the link now soon. I just want to read these few pages first, right? And by reference to judicial review cases, he felt that the onus of proof was on an accused who seeks an order prohibiting his trial to establish a real risk that he cannot be obtained a fair trial. He tried to say on these grounds, he pointed out there that he didn't get a fair trial, which is not true, and you'll see now soon. So far as the missing witness situation was concerned, the judge said he had not been able to find an exact precedent, but that he was in no doubt that the onus rested on the prosecution to persuade the court that the absence of the missing witness did not compromise the right of the accused to have a fair trial. In relation to the complainants about delay, the judge was prepared to accept that there was certainly some delay on the arrest, but that in the court's view it was minimal. There was minimal delay in arrest, right? He felt that in the regard, he felt that in that regard the accused was not in any way affected by a degree of prejudice which would provoke the court to stay at trial. In relation to their failure to obtain a search warrant in a timely manner, the judge was of the view that there was no doubt that a search warrant could have been obtained a much earlier opportunity to search the bedroom, but he questioned the import of same. In terms of revelations, the sheets would have not provided any forensic the sheets would not have provided any forensic material relevant to the investigation, he observed, adding, that leaves the final submission that if the pillow was seized and analysed, this is his legal team said, that leaves the final submission that if the pillowcase was seized and analysed, that if they were free of DNA, it would be discredit the complainant's evidence that the pillow was placed over her face. In my view, this is a very tedious submission, not supported by any evidence. So he tried to say he didn't put the pillow over her face and that they wouldn't have found DNA on the pillow, which is contradicting himself because he said she was in the bed and she said she was in the bed, so there would have been DNA on the pillow. Do you understand? It's just he tried to force himself upon the one. He tried to force himself upon the woman, and he tried to find any legal ground possible to get this appeal to throw out the case. The court is therefore of the view that in relation to the principles which I have already set out in relation to the preservation of evidence, there is no grounds on this matter to stay proceeding. So that grounds, he squashed that grounds for review straight away, that the forensic evidence should have been done in a timely manner. The judge squashed that out, he was seen irrelevant. The trial judge then turned to the situation of the parents of the accused. He commented that there was no reflection at all in the evidence or cross-examination that their memory of the events in question was poor, or that the fact that a statement was taken later rather than earlier would have made any difference. Dealing with the questions of the follow-up, this is it now. Dealing with the question of the following up of the former partner of the complainant, the trial judge was of the view that the Garda should never have made the statement that they could take a witness statement from ex-partner. He felt that any information obtained from the complainant's former partner about her prior sexual history could never have formed part of a book of evidence, as special leave of the court would have been sought and granted before information about the complainant's prior sexual history could be put before the court. He said that it is understood that the defence concerns about the fact that information related to the BDSM arrived very late. So this accusation of the BDSM came on very late. It was very late submission into the case. So he kind of like fabricated it from nowhere and used it. Do you get me? But he noted that when the applicant was made to examine the complaint on the issue, that the prosecution rarely consisted that the court granted leave. The complainant was cross-examined on the issue, so the jury had the evidence before them that on a previous occasion engaged in activity with her ex. The judge felt that the complainant engaged in BDSM activity with her former or her ex-partner. The judge felt that what should have happened in the Garda should have returned to the complainant and taken another statement from her arising from issues raised during the course of the interview of the accused. The judge felt that it would be totally contrary to public policy for the court to approve an approach of an ex-partner not involved in any way and not subject to any the subject of any suspicion. The judge observed in the regard are the subject of criticism by the defence. So this was just brought up by the defence. He made his legal team say this, you get me? Finally, the trial judge turned to the situation of the absence of Dr. Collum. The judge refers to the protest by the defence that other than the injuries to which reference has already been made, there was no other injuries, and he was denied the opportunity to cross-examine about the absence of other injuries. The judge pointed out that the defence had a possibility of having another medical practitioner deal with the medical matters, but that carried with it the prospect of having matters which would be potentially damaging to the accused person also being dealt with. So, like, he had the option to have another medical practitioner follow through on it, but he refused because it would have brought more light to the accusations or to the crime he committed. Instead of doing them good, it would have done them bad. Does that make sense? He felt that the cross-examination would enable the defence to raise the issues and they wished in relation to the account she gave to the sexual assault treatment unit and the Dr. Column herself. Dealing with the striking similarities point, the trial judge expressed some understandable concern about the document procedure. In order to illustrate to the jury the extent of similarities, the judge was addressing this issue in a situation where the defence had created a document designed to illustrate the extent of the similarities in visual form, which the defence solicitor had been permitted to hold up in front of a jury. He pointed out that everything was highlighted in green, both where the terms used were exactly similar and where there were mere similarities. He said he had looked at the documents over the weekend and he was concerned because there were striking similarities, there were clear differences in syntax. He felt that for the defence theory to work, that the complainant had learned of her first account by rote. This would have required not only that she remembered what she had said in her first account, but that she would also. 1 second, love. Will you get home, Tracy, love, will you? But she would have also had to remember the changes to the context in the second statement. He said that he was in absolutely no doubt that the complainant did not, or in fact, learn her statement off by heart. So he tried to say that the victim went in and learned the statement off by heart. He tried to say the victim went in and studied what she was saying, and that was another one of his grounds for appeal. He tried to accuse the victim of lying. He tried to accuse the victim of being into BDSM. He tried to break the woman down. He tried to belittle her accounts of events, and he tried to say that her accounts of her recounting the event wasn't real. And now at 29.29, as to the suggestion that there was an obvious principle in play, the judge felt that the application made by the defence in his views fell a long way short. So it fell short what would require to be the court to stop the trial, such as a relief was quite exceptional in nature and was declined to say again. He tried to get the trial stopped, and he tried to bring up these points in the appeal that the trial should have been stopped, which the judge of the trial said it's not the case. And he's just trying to say he tried to get the case thrown out first, and then on the appeal he tried to bring it back up on the appeal, and the judge wasn't having it either. In the court's view, the trial judge was quite correct to take the view that stopping the trial on foot of a point of a ground for an appeal application would be an exceptional step, and that what had been put before him fell well short of what would be required to justify such a step. This court shares the view of the judge that the various points put forward, whether considered individually or cumulatively, came nowhere close to what would be required before one could seriously contemplate stopping the trial. The court sees very little substance in the criticism that had been made about the delay in the investigation, the complaint. The accused parents were also unaware of the fact that there had been an incident of any nature, and indeed unaware of the fact that there had been a female visitor to the house on the particular evening. The situation would have been the same regardless if they were first approached. As to the point about a failure to declare the dwelling of a crime scene, again the court sees little substance in a situation where it's undisputed the accused that were the house, were in the bedroom, and were in the degree of physical contact with each other. So he tried to say like the DNA was all this stuff he brought in about DNA and this, that, and the other was all no good, like, because there is a mission of being in this contact with the bedroom, in contact with the whole lot. You know what I mean? Hey, haha, do a lot. Oh look, I'm after banning Kudo by mistake. Kudo, I didn't mean to ban you now, brother. I'll sort that out in a bit. I meant to ban this fella. I don't know how I'm gonna unban Kudo there, but we'll sort it out, Kudo. I didn't mean that, sorry, but. Yeah, before I continue, 1 minute. Now I'm after modern pirate there. Will you sort out whatever? We'll sort out whatever's been said there, pirate, will you? But I'm going to continue on this now because that's Shad-bundy getting very upset about the transcripts. Right, so this is point 32. I'm going to send the link in a minute, Ben, once I read out these few pages, right? This is point 32. As to the striking similarities, point members of the court have, as requested, read the accounts, and there is no doubt that there is a high degree of conformity. Events are marshalled in the same order, and the language used to describe events bear a high degree of consistency. Certainly, it is not an exaggeration to describe the similarities or consistency as striking or remarkable. However, the explanation suggested by the defence learning off by heart seems less than convincing. He tried to say that the woman rehearsed her what to say in court, and she learned it off by heart what to say, and that the judge here found that he's is very unconvincing. His recollection, what he tried to say about that woman was very unconvincing. In general, it is in the nature of learning off by heart that one can repeat what one has learned. But in general, someone who has learned something off by heart or learned it off by rote, while they could repeat they learned off, would struggle to change the tense of narrative, change the person from first person to third person, and change the active to passive voice. It is also worth noting that there is no suggestion that the complainant was in possession of a text document which could be learned off by heart. However, whatever be the explanation for similarities, it does not seem to the members of the court that it would prevent the receipt of evidence. It was a matter of legitimate comment by the defence, but we would not see the matter go any further than that. So that was struck out of the way as well. That was found like no good, Shad-bundy. What's your next exploitation to try twist the narrative and try turn out this and try turn that and try make yourself look like the big victim? When in reality you try to put your victim through through the whole ordeal again. The court agrees with the trial judge that this was not a case where the grounds for appeal application should have sent the trial halted. He tried to halt that trial, and it was found not that this judge at the finding the same that the trial should have continued. Whether various issues explored are considered in isolation or cumulatively, there was no basis for stopping the trial. The trial judge gave the application very careful consideration, but it is very hard indeed to see that he could ever have reached any different conclusion. Again, the court is in no doubt that this was not a case for direction of Galbraith grounds. Such issues as were raised about what were contended to be inconsistencies in the evidence of the complainant, and such issues as were raised about her credibility and reliability as a witness, were quintessentially matters to be construed by the jury. So it was the jury's decision to make them. It was the jury's choice to make them decisions, not Shad-bundy. But Shad-bundy tried to take it upon himself to spin the narrative that this woman was a liar and that this woman was into BDSM, and that this woman tried to accuse him of something that he didn't do, but it was quite the contrary. He was convicted on this. And this is a... As to the point about contacting the complainant's former... This is about contacting the woman, the victim's former partner. The court acknowledges the considerable difficulties that would have arisen in pursuing such a course of action. However, in the context of what occurred at trial, what the court sees as critical is that the defence was in a position to raise with the complainant her relevant previous experience, sexual experience. Then the court view is significant to dispose of this aspect of the issue. So they thrown that out. That's that point. They squashed that point of his appeal as well. The court agrees with the trial judge that this was not a case where the blah 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 where the trial should be halted. It wasn't a case where the trial should be halted. Now, 36. Essential 2 points are made. It is said that there is a fundamental and irreconcilable inconsistency in the verdict returned. The prosecution case was that a non-consensual sexual transaction occurred, while the defence's case was what occurred was entirely consensual. The defense said that if the complainant's evidence could not be relied on in the extent that is left room for doubt or any aspect of the narrative, then placing reliance on her accounts so as to return a guilty verdict on one count but not others was entirely impossible. Moreover, it is said that the sexual assault count was not particularized, and because of the failure of the particularize the activity covered by the sexual assault count as distinct from other counts of the indictment, one cannot be sure of what the accused was convicted. On behalf of the appellant, it is said that the sexual assault could and should have been particularized, and that doing so is a good practice. But it is also acknowledged that in the present case, neither side raised any issue with the failure of particularize. It is also said, however, there was a function of the fact that the two such starkly different narratives were present, to the extent where it would have seemed unthinkable that a jury would acquit on one count and convict on the other. It must be said that the cases where several counts appeared on the indictment relating to the same complaint, but with different outcomes emerged in respect of those counts is far from unusual, given that juries are frequently told by counsel and the trial judge that a number of trials are to be conducted together for reasons of administrative convenience, and that it opens to them to acquit one and convict on another. It's far from surprisingly that should be the case. Frequently, the fact that different outcomes result in it is a function of the fact that the jury have approached their task in a particular careful, conscientious, and indeed forensic fashion. It may well be that a particular observer would take the view that the case turns largely on the evidence of a particular witness, usually the complainant, and that such an observer might expect all counts to stand or fall on the evidence. However, the experience of the court is that juries will frequently grapple with the minutiae of the evidence on the individual counts, and as a result sometimes come to a different conclusion, even where the verdict on different counts diverge and might, on one view, be regarded as an inconsistency with each other. An appellant court should be very slow to intervene, recognizing the primary of the jury's role in criminal trials. Traditionally, appellant court have taken the view that they should intervene only if the outcome was one of the no reasonable jury could properly reach. So, like, they're trying to say, like, it should be like the appeal court shouldn't go against the unless there's reasonable grounds for it, like, and they didn't find any reasonable grounds there at the beginning. Didn't find any reasonable grounds. In this case, there are a number of factors that might have led the jury to distinguish between the sexual assault count, which is a conviction was recorded on the other count, so far as the rape count is concerned. There was elements of uncertainty as to the fact of penetration, which was of course an essential ingredient of the offence. The accused accepted that Shad-Bundy accepted that he had attempted vaginal intercourse, but said he was unable. He thought to achieve penetration as he could not sustain an erection. He couldn't sustain an erection, he couldn't keep it up, right? The complainant's account was of limited penetration. In those circumstances, it would not be altogether surprising if some jurors had doubts about whether penetration would have proven beyond reasonable doubt, and accordingly whether to proper verdict, assuming that they were satisfied on other ingredients of the offence, was one, oral rape and attempted rape. Again, the trial judge charge may provide an explanation as to why the jury would have been prepared to record a conviction on the sexual assault count, but the balk at doing so on other counts. This was a case where the judge described with the jury the concept of corroboration, explaining that in the ordinary affairs of life, if one is faced with an important decision, a decision where to believe a particular statement, one naturally looks to see where it fits in with other statements or circumstances. The judge pointed to aspects of the evidence which he said were capable of amounting to collaboration. The evidence of the complainant's distress state after leaving the house, the photography of an injury to the complainant's neck, the evidence in relation to a text between the appellant and a friend of his. Jurors might well take the view that this evidence taken at its height was supportive or corroborative of the fact that there was untoward sexual activity which caused distress to the complainant, which is the victim. It was also open to the jury to conclude that the evidence did not go beyond the general or provided particularly supporting information to particularly counts of indictment. But the vaginal grape, oral grape, or threats to kill. The court is not at all persuaded that the fact that these were different outcomes in relation to different counts establishes or indeed even suggests the jury was confused, misunderstood the role or approached the case fundamentally wrong. So the judge found that he did get a fair trial and the jury was correct in the decision, and there was no fundamentally wrong basis for their conviction or for finding them guilty. 42. As to the point about the failure to particular details of it, I say it is the case that when the judge was dealing with the individual counts on the indictment, he dealt with what was covered by the allegation, explaining to the jury that the allegation related to the general allegation made the complaint of sexual misconduct by the accused. Allegations apart from the allegations of rape and foregrape, in other words, pulling off her clothes. The type of allegation, again, when explaining the offence of sexual assault, had a common law history and used to be known as indecent assault. The judge said that circumstances of indecency were what a normal person would consider to be indecent. Now, this is the closing thing, right? And that obviously, the touching of another's genitalia or their private parts without their consent comes within the definition of the offence. Overall, it seems the court that this count of sexual assault was properly left to the jury and the verdict on it was properly received. 43. In summary, the court has not been persuaded to uphold any of the grounds raised in this written or oral submission. The court has been persuaded that the court has not been persuaded that the trial was unfair or unsatisfactory and that the verdict is unsafe. Accordingly, the court will dismiss the appeal against conviction. So he didn't get the conviction, he dismissed the appeal. And then he went on to appeal the sentence and apologised. Right. I'll leave that for next week. That's the news article. We'll leave that for next week because that's a bit of a tongue twister. I know what's happening there. Now, we're going to stick the link in the chat, right? Now, let's go. I made Loch Lomond Pirate What's happening, General?
What's happening? That was good, John Paul. Very good, man.
Fucking tongue twister, brother.
Listen, there's people in courts would find that hard to read out, so don't worry about it. You're getting the facts out there. That's the main thing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I blocked Kudo by mistake there. If one of the moderators cannot block Kudo,
I've did that before too, for fuck's sake. They're having to go back in and fucking unblock them. It's
don't worry about it.
Hey, how's the boys? Hey, how's the lads? Boys, got Raver at my God, General, Kudo. Fitzy, hey, don't be reading them charge sheets out there. Because of the victim.
What's happening, Courage?
What a sheet? No, go on.
Oh,
I'm in the
I'm trying
garden.
to add in, Axel. I'm only limited to 6 people at a time. I'm only able to put on 6 people.
Bend over.
What's happening?
Right, hold on.
Boys, I got some boys coming on. Hey, I got some Welsh lads coming on tonight.
I'm trying to add in, Axel. I'm only limited to 6 people at a time.
There's an echo. Someone has an echo. That's why that's in there.
Oh, I got some serious people coming on. What?
Where's your volume there? All right, fair enough, Phil. Liam.
Hey,
yes, boys.
How's Axel?
How's it going, lads?
How's Rachel?
She's good, Ben. Where have you been? Ain't seen you for a couple of days.
But
No, boys.
I can't say on ya, but I do go missing now and again to do things.
Boys, right.
Okay, now.
And if you don't believe me, I got 2 Welsh boys coming on, and they're gonna tell you all these things you think that I'm not a serious person. You'll find out. You'll find out now. But they can't show their faces on you. I don't give a fuck.
Ben, wait a second.
Sorry, go on, boys.
The panel, right, and ask what everyone's opinion. We're going to start with General since he's next to me here.
Go on, Jim. I mean General, all right. Go on, bud.
Right, well, I just want to say one thing, Ben. You're looking well. You look well with a haircut and all there.
I went for a haircut yesterday, but
right, well,
I had to get all the blood out my hair.
From the start, when I heard about his charge, I was kind of like, well, first of all, when I watch Paddy all the time, so I was kind of like,
fuck Paddy Conroy, that one I can't. He got caught with child porn on his fucking computer.
Whoa. I don't want to throw out that accusation because
that's an accusation that's unfounded, and that was solely Ben.
So
made that accusation.
That was a lie made up by bad shit. One at a time, anyway, guys. Let's go, General.
Shadow is convincing. We can all see that. He's obviously convinced a lot of people, like. But when you read the court stuff, then you know how can you go against what the court are saying and go against what she's saying and just take his word? He's we all kind of know from YouTube he's a compulsive bullshitter. You know what I mean? That's why he's removed half of his videos. He did not want this to happen. He doesn't want this to happen. So I was watching a video Paddy did today. Paddy said Shadow's on holiday for 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm on now,
and training.
One at a time, this says.
And training for 2 weeks.
Shut up, you wee gimp.
And training for 2 weeks. Let's be real. Who trains for 2 weeks? You know who trains for 2 weeks? He's threatened everybody near enough in this panel. at least 5 of us or 4 of us, whatever, to try to get this to be stopped. The thing at the weekend was a big show, big operander to
Take
get it
yourself
stopped.
then, fuck off.
Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with him?
I muted him because I was trying to listen to you and he's had to take it to heart. So
Yeah, fuck it. Listen, it was all a big thing, threatening Ben, trying to pick on Ben, the weakest thing, because he doesn't want any of this to come out, because he knows the more people that see this and actually read the facts that are in the transcripts, because we can all go by take his word, and maybe a lot of people would take Paddy's word, because Paddy's a respected person, which we understand. So nobody wants to fall out with Paddy over it either, because we're not. That's not what this was about. This was about the fact he was throwing out threats. He was going in JP. He was calling JP all sorts. He was lying basically about saying he's what do you call that, a retrial or whatever,
yeah.
on his conviction, when it's all lies. So like, if you just literally take an hour or whatever out of your time and want to just read it and go into it, then you'll see that you can get your own fucking version of, like, we all kind of know he's lying. If you had an appeal in, it wouldn't be hard, JP, just to stick up the headline and the paperwork on a picture. Nobody's saying show us a full appeal, because that could jeopardize your appeal in court. But it wouldn't be hard just to stick up, and that would people would probably then go, right, well, listen, because see, to get an appeal, a judge has to accept it. So a judge would have to accept that appeal in the European courts, and see, to get it accepted, it is tough enough. So see, if he had grounds for it to be accepted, there's a chance, sir, he would maybe got it overturned then, if that had been the case. But if you know rightly what he's like, the kind of person he is, if he had that evidence, he would put it up. You know what I mean? So there's just, listen, people are going to take a load of shit from him and shit. It goes to show, it speaks volumes, the fact that he basically deleted everything off his channel and has changed the name of his other channel. I think the hate's coming too much, and I'm not just saying this, but I think it won't be long until Paddy drops him. That's my brutal honest opinion.
It definitely won't be too long. He can't keep up the facade, man.
I think, like, if you go into Paddy's chat, like, and all Paddy supporters are good people too. Like, they're not all fools. But 90%.
Ben, if you're unmuted here, Ben, you cannot be making accusations against people and naming their full names and saying them things.
A lot of Paddy's people, 90% of the chat, are slating him, saying he is what he is. You can't really say it's a he said, she said when it comes to court conviction. You know what I mean? I would understand if he got NFA'd for it and it was only one. I could maybe go, okay, it kind of is what it is.
All right, boys, let's get the point of this now. Put this on me now, and don't be baby boys now, because you're all quick to judge everyone else. Grow up now. You all think you're big fucking tough guys and that. I'm not picking in, I do this, I do that, I'm a bear, I can fight that and all that. Listen to me. Paddy Conroy.
For fuck's sake, Ben. I'm going to have to end up taking this down over that sausage, boy.
Ben! Unmute him or a wee second. Ben, listen.
No, I'm entitled to my opinion.
This ain't about Paddy, load, so keep Paddy out of it.
No, listen to me. Can I have my opinion, please? Because you lot reckon you're all about justice and all that. Everyone's entitled to the opinion. You cannot be reading out them transcripts online. I don't care about Shadow. We can go up tonight in a fucking van, right, and cut his fucking head off and put it on a fucking post. I'm not bothered about that. But think of the victim when you're reading them fucking transcripts out.
I did. There was no one named and there was no areas brought in.
No one named. You dull motherfucker. Don't mute me now. We're grown men. We can argue. She knows who she is.
She's not. Ben. Ben,
What?
she's not in this corner of YouTube, mate. I've
You've
spoken
got
to her over the phone.
You've got to remember,
You
Ben,
don't think people in,
Ben,
you don't think people in
Ben,
work talk and watch YouTube do?
Ben,
I could not be listening to him. He's full up to the gills, boys. He's full up to the gills.
Ben's got to remember that. What would you rather? Somebody spouting lies. He's just spouting, like Shadow's just spouting lies, or people trying to tell people the truth.
What?
Aye,
Ben, we can hear you, mate. We can hear you loud and proud, bro.
They're public knowledge. You know what I mean? They are public knowledge. They're in the public domain. So what would you rather? People actually coming on defending you, or else just letting somebody just spout lies and say certain shit about you? You know what I mean? Well, put it this way: if I came on YouTube and something like that had happened, and I seen people actually having my back, I would be like, "Fuck, fair play." At least somebody's speaking out for me, and I don't have to do it myself. So at least people are trying to actually come up with their own conclusion, and it's not just being spouted out that it's a he said, she said, and that he's innocent.
I don't know what's the story anyway.
Masters, listen fucking here, you sausage. See you're a fucking, I'd said about you like a bad fucking smell. All you do is run that. See when you get the drinking, you're sitting with a fucking chop of yours. You fucking think you are something, so keep it fucking shut. Fucking awful.
I can't be dealing with fellas that are just throwing your barking, like. You know what I mean?
Ben was just.
Well, all I know, my opinion of it is anyway, he comes onto YouTube and he's talking sick shit constantly. He obviously shown no remorse because he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty," instead of saying, "Look, I done what I fucking done. I'm not proud of it. Blame the drink, blame what you want to fucking blame. You're a strange one anyway, is what I think. You know, you're talking about 19 lady boys in your streams. You're talking, look, I'm not saying that she's an angel, but you're talking to Melissa like a fucking piece of dirt to downgrade. You're talking, you know, you're taking the piss out of her the whole time. You're saying that you sent her this much money and this, and you're calling her whores and whatever. And I'm pretty sure I've heard you joking about you were going to strangle fucking me or someone in an all-in dirty grow or this. You know, you're just sick, man. You know?
Yeah, and now, what's your opinion, Axel? What's the story? What you reckon?
Do you really want my opinion?
Sure, I wouldn't have asked otherwise, brother.
The man's a fucking beast.
24
the man's
hours
a fucking
later,
beast.
24 hours later, Axel's still giving his opinion.
The man wants cuddling around the neck with a tight bit of rope. Is a dirty, dirty scumbag who perpetrates himself all online as if he's some sort of celebrity. He's fucking deluded. He's a rat. And he wants driving out of Ballybunion. That's what he wants doing. He's a dirty, dirty man with dirty antics. It's as simple as that.
You say that you class yourself as not.
And then he blames his victim like he's some sort of fucking hierarchy elite person or something. Cunt wants his legs cutting off and leaving to drown in the ocean.
Right, that's and what's your opinion of what you read, what you listened to there on that court case and what's involved in that court case?
What's my opinion on it?
Yeah, lad, what's the story? What's the story?
Listen, the guy is a dirty wronging, mate. It's ripping out him. See me over my life, mate. I get triggered by alcoholics, right? Because I had a problem with alcoholics when I was younger, right? So they trigger me. So see when he's in his dark time when he's on the drink, he's blacked out. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's no in control of his own self, and he's on a self-destruct mode in any woman on his road because he hates women. I think he actually hates them. He's a woman hater. So he is. He likes the cock, mate. That's what he is. He likes the cock. So he does.
And my opinion of what I read in them files there anyway, boys, is he tried to deflect all the blame back onto the woman. He tried to pass all accountability of what happened that night back onto the woman. He tried to say she wanted it, These are all the actions of someone that knows they're guilty and is trying to pass the blame onto someone. And the judge
Of
thought
course
so
he knows
as well.
he's guilty. Of course he knows he's guilty, but he's a narcissist. He can't admit his guilt.
Exactly, I was
admit
just
it,
getting
mate.
there, Locke. 1 minute, I was just getting there. These are all the traits of a narcissistic personality. These are all the things that someone do to deflect from themselves and blame everyone else with no accountability at all. He did apologise in the main trial. He would not have apologised. That apology is admission of guilt. They had no grounds for the appeal there. So you're guilty, Shad-Bundy. You were convicted. You lost your appeal. You got no appeal on that. And you appealed the sentence. You appealed the severity of the sentence. So Shad-Bundy, you're guilty. And no, sorry, Locke, what were you saying?
Do you know the appeal he's going for? The appeal's against the governor of the jail because
I have it here. I have it here.
Because he wasn't protected in the jail, mate. That's the reason he's gone to European court. It's nothing to do with his fucking convictions.
I have the news article here.
I just want to say, so see that Bellenders video? If anybody wants to see what way he even gets on when he has drink in him.
That's what I'm talking about. Thailand and all that.
Well, not just the Thailand one. The one where he's drink driving, JP.
Yeah, and he sits there threatening to run the woman and fucking buggy over.
Yeah.
You see that live there, General? That's the live that I had him kicked out of the pub. I had him removed from the pub that night. And as he's driving away from the pub, pissed up, he's fuming. And he's screaming, if you don't donate to my fucking Revolut, I'm gonna fucking mow this woman and buggy over. The guy's
was that another one of your fucking escapades? Fucking Axel, well done, mate. You've been fucking busy, boy. You've been fucking
I've had this cunt's life for the past 3.5 years. There's nothing this man's fucking done that I don't know about. He's a dirty fucking... He's an animal.
Oh, he is an animal.
That's the word for it. People like us, we all know, right? There's words for him, and it's a monster. It's a fucking monster.
He is a monster, I agree, Axel, correct. He is. Right. All I was getting is who's the actual like the leader of this tribe?
Of this channel, I muted everyone a minute ago.
It's a cooperative.
Right.
And you got offended.
Well, you need a leader. You need somebody who's going to be at the top. But anyway, maybe that is. Right, I can see what way they're looking at it. They're looking at it from a different point angle for us. So we would have a leader, right, in Scotland, right? So right. So what we're getting at is like we need somebody to represent us. So who's going to represent us?
Who's the judge? Who's the prosecution?
I represent the Thursday. I represent Thursday. Right?
Who's the procurator for us? Go.
You're one a court. You're trying to get a kangaroo court going here, master. You should have seen that at the beginning.
Fuck the fiscal.
General.
Fuck that fiscal.
And why would you even talk about violence against me?
I just thought you were taking a piss a bit, so
well, I wasn't, bro. I was doing that. I was only asking who's the leader of this.
Is that a wee cuddle? You
there is no leader. It's a combined effort. There's a combined effort. There's no leader. It's a combined.
I'd only give him an opinion.
It's a co-op. It's a care and sharing co-op. It's a cooperative, mate.
Care and share.
Right, it's a co-op. What is it? A menage?
It's a co-op.
Is it a menage?
We all put our 10 pences in, and then they've got to take it, whether I like it or not.
Right. Well,
my name's Stuart, and I'm an alcoholic.
Aye, we know that, Mr. Elsham. We don't hold it against you.
We know that.
Now, what I want to talk about now as well, right, is he went very quiet since he threatened everyone with his fake dirty man, right? He went very quiet after that. So like
that was a big mistake mentioning that fucking thing that he mentioned, mate. That's naughty. You don't do things like that.
Because
I'm gonna hop up, lads. I'll be still listening. I'll chat to you in a bit. I'll jump back on in a bit if someone else.
He was warned. Ben, if you're going to jump on, just don't mention anybody else. That's as simple as that.
He's up to
Ben.
the gills. He's capable of saying anything.
Oh, Ben, that's good.
I know.
He fucking trained him.
Big up, Ben.
Ben, we trained him last week. We trained him last week and he was behaving himself. So
Oh.
I'm trying to get him into
See whatever Ben says, Paddy will take it. Paddy will not even bother what he says. Fuck's sake.
But he's going by, if he's using fellas' full names and all, then we'll start.
I
want to keep.
I get that, JP.
Across,
Right,
not-
I know.
not
You can
When
use
you-
that against you, bro. I know, I get that. I know.
When you threatened with a Derry, your Derry guy, I did say, like, the next day I went and seen a following.
Why did you take it so serious? What, General?
it's not the fact
See
of
you,
that. It's him
see you with your
mentioning that.
masters. See you
It's
with
him
your masters.
mentioning that.
Aye.
It's him
You're
mentioning
going
the
to threaten
Derry
people
brigade.
with a brigade.
That could cause
with certain
problems.
people. Back it fucking up. Don't think because I'm from a different side that don't have friends in other fucking or on that side.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
Exactly, mate.
No.
Exactly.
Well, I put it
Exactly.
this way, General.
I probably know half of them.
General, I put it to you this way, right?
We just
I lived
read
in
it.
Belfast-
Well,
I
just
lived
talk
in
to one of your
Belfast
mob
for
half an
years,
hour
right?
ago.
In fact, we'll
One
just talk
second,
to
one
your
second,
commander.
One second. I lived in Belfast for years, right?
He shot it,
From
no?
Belfast.
And he shot that, no?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I have to mute him again for a minute. I lived in Belfast for years. And my missus and all is from the Antrim Road and all that, right? But like I have mates in Divis, I have mates in Ballysillan, I have mates from the Shankill, I have mates from the Turfs Lodge, I have mates from the New Lodge. Like everyone mixes now, it's different, like.
Yeah, they're not
It's
going to mix
different.
with.
It's not
They're
like
not going to
before,
mix
like.
with tax offender, like.
But it's not like before, like this.
Yeah, they're not going to have him in the fold.
It still exists, minimal bits of it, but nowhere near as bad as it was, like. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Irish and a lot of Protestants and a lot of Catholics mixing together, like. You know what I mean? This sectarian stuff doesn't really be going on anymore. Do you know what I mean?
No, the drugs trade basically abroad.
Maria,
Exactly.
I'm no off my head, no.
Now, what were you saying? I was trying to speak down. You kept speaking
They're
over.
called
What were you saying?
You are muted. You are
Sorry,
muted.
but what I was saying is, it's not looking good for Shadow Gammon, right? No,
We came on here for a good roast.
we came on for a good roast, and it's not happening. Are we going to roast them?
Go ahead.
Right.
Walk away,
So,
go on. Walk away.
Right. Why is he not doing it? Why we not presenting his life?
He's not live.
Right. The prosecution's been led.
Why is he not live?
Do you want me?
Because
Do you want me? Right.
He's been chased
No,
off.
no,
man.
no, you don't know what's
Jeez,
going on. Tell me why he's not live. Wait.
Come the defence.
I know, but we don't know what's happened. Why is Shadow not doing a live?
Fuck's sake, Chris.
Because he supposedly
You-
trained for 2 weeks.
No, we don't know why Paddy is
Listen,
doing a
listen,
live.
I'm going to go to judge the prosecution and the fucking executioner. All right,
Pirate, do you want-
Right. No, what?
I'll go to
You,
judge
Mr. Airship King, go on, on you go.
Pirate, do you want to hear Shadow's defence?
He's
the
not got a
bastard did
fucking
it.
defence. I'm chopping
The
his cock off.
bastard did it. No contest. No contest.
Robbing his paws are getting cut off.
The bastard did it. No contest.
Ah, good. Get him on the chopping block. Off with the
Convict,
balls
convict,
and cut.
convict.
Off with the balls and cut. Chopping block, chopping block.
Right, you tell me, right?
No months.
Would you think the execution should be?
Oh, hang him.
Off with the cock and feed it to him. Off with the cock, feed it to him. Make him eat it, and then off with his seed.
I think we should get some petrol. I don't know. I was thinking petrol,
Or a flamethrower.
or maybe like oil or something that burns for ages,
Have you ever seen that when you burn somebody's feet?
or lime.
The soles of the feet.
What about lime? Lime?
And
What about lime?
what's
quickly.
the situation anyway?
Quick
What's
line.
everyone's opinion why he's gone quiet? I think he's gone quiet because he's feeling the heat. I think he's feeling
He
the
doesn't
heat.
want this to happen.
He's
Right.
feeling behaved, correct, JP, my friend. He's feeling
He's
connected. He's feeling corrected.
He thinks if this blows over in a couple of weeks, and that'll be it.
That's not going to happen, but because there's too many on board now. There wasn't enough on board over the last 6-7 months. There's not been enough on board.
Yeah, it's
The Irish mob,
There's
on board. The Irish
there's
mob are
not
on
been
board.
enough people on board for the past fucking couple of years, Pirate. When we first brought him out onto YouTube as being the rapist, like 3.5 years ago, nobody got rid of bandwagon. Nobody picked
I'll mute myself.
Everybody was picking him up. You had video of Craig and shit like that, putting him all over, giving him a limelight. And people like me and other little channels was trying to bring him down. We was getting took down by fucking the cult.
Put the link out for Ben there.
I know. That's what I'm saying, but there wasn't enough people getting
Ben,
there was only
no fucking slobbering anybody else. Nobody else to be mentioned from this. You get one chance here. Nobody else to be mentioned.
Jenno, can I ask you a question? Who was chatting about me getting my bikini on?
I don't know.
yeah.
Put your bikini on.
I think it was you.
Put your bikini on, brother.
Shows your mankini. Have you got a mankini?
No, I've just got a bikini. I've just got a bikini for an ex. But I'll put it on.
What colour is it?
It's yellow.
Oh, yellow number. A wee yellow number. Oh, what?
I mean,
it was going to be a Baywatch colour.
It's got small. It's got small orange dots on it.
Farquhar's on it.
But I'll wear it, aye, for the occasion.
All right, boys. No.
All right, Ben, my boy, Ben. Meet my Ben in the valleys. Here, tell them, Ben.
Madman, we didn't know what he was doing.
One at a time, guys. Come on.
That's the real stuff, Ben.
Ben, you said you were going to have a Welsh mob, were you? Where's your Welsh mob? Where's your Welsh mob? Where's your Welsh mob?
My garden.
You remember he said he was going to have his Welsh mob with him on Thursday. Where's your Welsh mob?
But look, hey, look,
Dan.
What happens in the
someone comes on. Dan,
I can't be pirate. They're not scared of no soap. They're no soap dodgers, lads.
Hey, Daniel, wait there. Hey, I got a couple of boys. I want to they'll have masks on, all right? Daniel. Oh, shit, this is it. Don't show your face. And I got neon coming on. So if you see boys singing,
John Doe's a wee weirdo, man.
Or they see him in the background.
John Doe's a wee weirdo.
You can ask him what you want about me. They don't fucking play you.
John Doe's.
Masters. We're waiting for you to come on, Barry.
Because I can't be dealing with that. That's sending me wrong. That isn't. Tell you. I swear to this.
Honestly, you can't get a word in edgeways with them lot.
You can't speak there. You're not able to get the whole point across. Like, you know what I mean?
You need to put a rule. You need to put banners up, JP.
You need to be able to put timers. You need to be able to put timers up on your screen to like 1 minute, 2 minutes for people to be able to speak. So it can go round, if you know what I mean. If they put a timer thing that you could put on, like a limit, people's allowed to speak. That would help out, wouldn't it, actually?
But what I was saying there is, the whole point of this is to try highlight the fact that this fella is on social media trying to make an existence and trying to make a lawyer out of victims. He should not be allowed on social media. He should not be allowed twist the narrative. He should not be allowed to go outside of his conviction and try to convince other people that he's not convicted and he was wrongly convicted when he wasn't. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand that, but do you know what he's done? He's took his channel down now. So see how he's getting highlighted. Nobody will be able to find him on YouTube because he's took his channel down. So
he hasn't actually took it down. He's just removed like there's loads of videos and all his lives. He's basically struck JP's channel. He doesn't want this to happen. That's just the bare facts of it. Like, But he has to remember he's threatening people's families. He's getting people on stuff.
He's not in control, General. He's not in control when he's got a drink in him. That's what happens to him. You know what I mean? It's the same with the woman that he's done that to. He's not been in control of himself. I don't know why these people drink, because they know that happens to them. I don't understand why they do it. That's just me personally. I don't know why they do it when they know they're like that. Same with that Deca character. He's like that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just shouldn't do it to get you a blackout stage where you're not in control of yourself. I don't understand that.
Well, that's why he turned on the Official No Nonsense podcast too, didn't it? Because he wasn't able to control their narrative on JP and stuff, so he turned to them and shit like that. He just wants to control the whole narrative that he's right about his conviction, and that's it. He wants to get his point across to everybody, and everybody believe him. Nobody else can have their own opinion on it. It has to be his opinion, or you're wrong.
This is what he does. He's done it. He's done it from day one. I mean, he used to do it with me. He used to say that we was all this and all that. You know, he tries to spin the web to turn it around back onto the other people that are trying to raise the awareness against his shadow.
That's the thing with spiders, but you fucking take their web down and they just keep weaving them until you fucking squash them, mate. You know what I mean? That's the thing with spiders. They just keep coming back, weaving the same web, mate. Got to get them fucking crushed, mate. Once and for all. Fucking bam, man. Horrible fucker, so he is. Horrible fucker.
Murphy's mum, I heard it was somebody had said it was Melissa, was that Shadow Clips? But it probably is him too.
Oh, I know that.
100%.
Aye, that's
something to do with him, anyway.
That's definite because the guy was selling merch, you know that in the beginning. It's definitely him.
Wait a minute, guys. About two and a half years ago, there was a guy called Sinister Hawk that was in Shadow's chat, and Sinister Hawk changed his name to Shadow Boxer Clips, and he's the one that sells the merch.
Sinister Hawk was an amazing artist as well.
Yeah,
an amazing
Sinister Hawk is Shadow Boxer Clips. They are close. They are linked. They do use they do speak to each other. It's all related through RV, through Ray.
If you can find
I am saying, do you think he gets money off them for the t-shirts and stuff?
And he's promoting he's promoting his art. Shadow Hawk's art. That's when we
Shadow Clips is Conan. Someone's saying in the chat.
That's when I became a mod in there when we infiltrated. Wasn't it?
Don't listen to them. Conan's Conan. Trust me. I know the channel that Conan originally came on in it, and Conan's nobody else but Conan. That's a fact.
Conan's 100%. Conan's doing his thing. He's not involved.
Yeah, Conan's Conan.
Someone said in the chat that's his name on.
That's Passat Man. That's
Passat
Man. That's Passat Man having a laugh.
Really good man that you guys do have to.
That's Passat Man.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Conan does stuff behind the scenes that people can't fucking people don't even realize what that guy does behind the scenes, man.
He's the best graphic designer this side of the dark
sorry,
side.
Conan. Sorry, Conan, for calling you a clipper, mate.
So that Shadow Clips has put up a fight of two Travelers fights and said it was Shadow Boxer and a warm-up fight.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon that Bashful is going to have it off him on the 4th?
I don't think Bash will show up.
Bashing entertaining that comp.
I just think they keep leading them down the garden path, which is just right. It's a bit like Dak, ain't it? Just keep promising them things and then pulling the plug.
And that's all you can do with people like that, because they keep coming back, General. You know, when they keep just applying and reapplying, and then they'll sit there slating them all till they have to bite back.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I would be optimistic now that Bash will take his other year, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Aye, Bash is really no well, mate. He's taking heavy seizures and that. I think he's had the too many hits to the head. I don't think he would be even fit to fight in that. He's been in the hospital with heavy seizures, man.
He's having health issues at the minute, all right, yeah.
Shadow will get it one day when he's walking down the street and least expecting it.
Have you seen some of the beatings that Bash has had? Have you seen some of the doings he's had? No one of these for that. He's taking some heavy beatings, mate.
He's pushing Bash into the corner because he keeps bringing up his wife and kids and stuff like that.
100%.
So your natural reaction as a dad or, you know, a husband or anything is to protect him, ain't it? Especially when you know he's a convicted ASO.
He's having an all-in 35 off a Bash, right? I'd love to take Bash's place in that situation.
That's what I was just about to say. Get Bash to kid him on, he's going to turn up and you show up.
I fucking tell you, I'd love it. I'd pay for it. I'd pay for the big shite to turn up there and I'd punch the face on him.
That would be a belter, mate. If you set that up and you could turn up and show up instead of Bash, I would love to be in a
But
it's out
his back garden. It's on his back garden, Pirate. It's out his
I know, down in his barbecue bacon pit.
Backyard bacon brawls in the dog shit pitted down. You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't that long ago he was saying he had all this money coming, he's backing him, all these people backing him with loads of money. Next minute he does a video and it's him fucking scoping for money for a fucking tent or something to put over the ring. So which is it? Do you have the fucking... He doesn't have a pot to piss in, like.
The cunt was setting concrete in buckets and selling it as weights, bro. Come on.
I've seen that.
Dear.
He hadn't even got the bucket to piss in.
Oh dear.
But more of the story is, boys, next week, if Ben or any of the boys have a drink in them, they're not coming on. That's the part of the story.
Breathalyzer, YT breathalyzer before you join the panel.
I couldn't be dealing with that. You know?
No, I know.
Nah, it gets too much. Some of these lads, they jump on and they just...
They're taken away from the whole reason why I'm trying to do here, what we're trying to do here, boys. You know what I mean?
Right, I'm going to jump off, lads, because I'm going to go grab something to eat. I'll jump back on shortly.
You're such a smoothie general. You're such a smoothie.
Yeah, man. whenever you basically do what Shadow's dead on, like, you know, like, there's the whole... Since I was started like watching him, fucking, I don't even know how long ago that was. Like, it was only last year, I think. And it was the whole...
since Boys in Ireland, like yourself and Kudo and other people have took up the fucking sword. The net's closing in on him, and he's getting claustrophobic, and that's what's happening. Yeah. And that's what's happening, mate. He's got people right close to him, and I mean right close to him now. That's against him.
He definitely is things to hate. Because why would he remove or hide all the
aye, mate.
Content, you know what I mean, Lachlan? Why would you do that?
He knows his days are numbered, mate. It's
exactly.
It's closing right in on him, mate.
So there's Masters is live going nuts. It just goes to show what YouTube is doing to people. Like, Masters is live over a subject that's not personal to him, and he's going nuts. He owns a soft horse. He's soft in the fucking head.
Is he on a live to
Yeah, he's going nuts.
I don't know.
People restream him.
He can go mad. I don't care. He can snap. I don't care. You know what I mean? But there's doing something. If you're going to do something, do it properly and to the best of your ability and to the extent that you know it can be done. Not jump on and just
Exactly, JP. I'm fucking I'm a fussy cunt. I'm articulate. I like that, you know. Shit. See you out there just shouting and shed block. What sort of, if somebody watched that, they'd be going, what the fuck's going on here? Do you know what I mean? This is some guy that's going to wake up in the morning and not even realize what he said or what's being said. And that's no offense to Masters because I like him, but see, he seems to be, when he's with that fella that he sits with, he seems to turn into a different fella. I don't care what anybody says. That's what I see out of it.
It's just a drink. Like the drink complicates things.
He's been arguing with John Doe all day. He's been arguing with fucking everybody.
I haven't seen much of YouTube now today, so I didn't know any of
No,
this.
well, just somebody had wrote in one of my comments saying fucking him and John Doe were arguing. I was like, what
that GC, that General GC, he came on at lunchtime. His lunchtime break, he was right on, so he was, know what I mean? Wasn't on much before that. He got a wee hour on it and then he had to go off again, you know?
Yeah, I had to get back to my work. It's hard to do it, but no, I just wanted to, because I jumped on just to say, I thought it was good. Well, who was that? Was Axel's, wasn't it? So, like, it was just like Masters is just going nuts over nothing. Like, when you have to realize this ain't person between Masters or anybody. Like, you know, it's okay ripping Shadow a new one, no, but you've still got to remember that there is somebody out there that's been severely affected by this.
Exactly. And you don't want to take away from the seriousness of that, like, you know what I mean? When you have fellas coming on, that's not appreciating like the situation for what it is, like, you know what I mean?
So have you seen? I can change the subject. It's still on a bit of. He's still a nonsense guy, but have you seen Decca Heggie running? He's a politician now. Have you seen it?
Oh God!
Have you seen that? Have you seen him? He's a fucking
Yes.
politician now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking brains. If he had brains, he'd be fucking dangerous, mate. Without a drink. If he had brains, he'd be dangerous without a drink, mate. So he would. Fuck me. What a boy.
He is so public.
2024
Yo,
for president.
look, Lumen, I laugh, right? Because when I'm watching his videos, I laugh when he goes, "Facts, okay."
I know,
like,
I know.
Fucking hell.
You know it's a lie every time he opens his mouth. Every time he opens his mouth, it's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back at it as well. Apparently, he was in contact with a videographer, a filmmaker, and gave him all his passwords and all that to get into his things, to do edits and all that for his videos, for his up and coming stuff. And the guy got into his fucking stuff and apparently fun stuff and handed it to the police. Apparently.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Right, I'm going to address this over the weekend. We're waiting. I'm not going to talk about this until I have 100% confirmation this is happening, right? I'm all ready to go, right? I'm waiting to see if this fella is 100%. If this is going ahead, then I should be Saturday or Sunday. But I want to make sure before I go saying anything that this is a proper story, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But apparently I'm after getting a big enough fight anyway for a couple of weeks.
All right, cool.
Next month, in about 4 weeks' time or something.
You're up for that the new, but you're fit the new. You're ready to go. You know what I mean?
I'd have it. I'd like if he said in the morning. If he said it was in the morning, I'd be ready. You know
I know,
what I mean?
mate. I know you're pure choking for a fight. You're choking to get punched in the face.
But we'll see if this fella's been serious about it now, because there's a couple of people who've been in touch. A couple of people in touch with me about it.
You're just choking for that adrenaline rush. That's what you're choking for. That's what you're choking for, mate. You're wanting that adrenaline rush, mate. That's 100%.
That's it, 100%. We'll see what happens. But what I'm saying, boys, is this next week, or I might, just before I end this, I might read out this thing where he got attacked in prison. I have this thing here. He's the thing he has the fella up in court, the governor of the prison up in court for. I have that here. And I might just do a video after this and just read that and stick it up as a video. Do you get me?
Aye. Yep.
Because
What
something
you said,
tells me there's going to be a bit of backlash for the names mentioned in this. Do you get me?
aye.
Paddy, listen, Paddy, bands on man does the same shit. Paddy just knows bands and not care.
Mm.
You know what I mean? At the end
And
of the day, it's nothing to do with Paddy, and you know, I'm just hoping Paddy sees the light soon because I actually like Paddy. So
100%. 100%. I do myself. It's just that I don't think he appreciates what's happening here, like with me.
Well,
But
apparently the day he was trying to find out who was running this Shad-bundy channel.
yeah,
it's
no,
me.
he was
Also he's trying to find out who's running the Burkett channel tomorrow. So he was
looking to know who run the Burkett channel. So I told YouTube Darkside to tell him because Paddy had tried to reach out to me through Mick Abbott saying basically he would come on and help out Burkett a bit. So I don't really know what's going on because I'm blocked from Paddy's channel, so I can't even reply or fuck all. It's getting mental on it. But just another thing here is like Paddy's mods, like Jordy Boy and Daniel Bell, they've took some amount of grief off Shadow too, like and the amount of people in trolling them from Shadow's chats and shit, which they don't deserve. Like they're only trying to help Paddy out with his channel and fucking end up in a fucking circle because Shadow takes pissy fits at getting called something that he is by paper in black and white. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but here, that Daniel Bell and that pat people out for fucking saying hardly anything, mate. They're brutal in there. So
They are brutal, like, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm nothing against Daniel Bell and Jordy Boy. I did get banned over having a laugh, but at the end of the day, I'm nothing against them. It's what their job is what it is. Basically, like Shadow is basically trying to get Paddy to turn sides. Do you know what I mean? Like basically pick either Liam or him. But I don't think Paddy would be that stupid just with that them boys who have helped, you know, which would be a tough job.
He's going to stick with the moderators before.
Yeah, because it'd be a tough job being a more than Paddy chat. The amount of people he gets in, and then the amount of trolls he'd get if you didn't have, if you know, the amount of trolls Paddy would get with the amount said about him and shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I know I still watches Paddy's stuff and all. It's just I'm blocked out of the chat myself. I'm blocked.
My two channels are blocked.
My two were blocked as well.
The bit that just kind of annoyed me the most about being blocked with Paddy's was I'd kind of like obviously like not friendships, but you know what I mean. I built up like a hang where I used to talk to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? And then I was just exiled from it. But the thing that pissed me off the most is Shadow's still there on that live. You know what I mean? And he's out of anybody. I've never said anything bad about Paddy. Out of anybody, he's the most Shadow's the most wrong. And so, like, you know what I mean? And he's allowed in the chat.
He's but that's they're after building up a friendship, the two of them, like, so he's going to side with him over most people, isn't he? He's going to. There's some sort of he have some sort of a good time for him, like, you know what I mean?
Somebody has said YouTube Dark Tag Paddy's on about something there about these channels, then it's up to you though.
What's it up to? Why? What's it up to? What's it up to us about? Someone in the chat dig in and tell us what's it up to. It's up to us what?
Aye, Jazzy, I seen at least 20 other Jazzies in there, so I did, bro. I knew it wasn't you, but I knew it wasn't you.
Yeah. But
Oh, I know, Earth Angel. I know you behave yourself, pal. Oh, it's Ben and Masters in the chat. They the noise up, are they?
What's happening, brother?
Sweet fuck off.
Aye, Kaz, you know it, pal. You know it. Get him on my shit and they'll be walking the fucking plank. Oh, they're away, are they? Are they gone?
Yeah. Go in and tell them I'm blockers. Go in and tell them I'm blockers all SJ. Go on with the crack.
No on the corner.
SJ, go and speak for the collective. Take me all one unblocked. You'll get blocked if you say that.
Yeah, Masters started his own league. Masters going on he's on the warpath. Masters, he's on it.
Masters has rebelled against the anti-Shad-bundy crew. He's going himself. He's a splinter group.
Yeah, that's the joys of it. Yeah. And what's the story, Cutter? You coming down Saturday, brother?
Yeah, I am, yeah, 100%.
I'll see you Saturday morning, 100%. Sure.
Yeah. Much is the bus? I put the money away now.
It's a return ticket, €13 away from us.
No, that's not too bad.
No, that's it.
What you say, tenner for the training, is it?
€5 on the Saturday.
€5 on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
You're grand, and there's fellas up there to be doing a bit with it, do a bit of pad work and a bit of sparring, to get your man's in sparring, which you know what I mean? Yeah. And
I'm gonna end up in the corner holding my rib cage, winded.
You won't. There's fellas up there like to your own capability and all, like it. You know what I mean? We're not sticking you with.
Paddy,
I reckon if I push myself, I do better than I think. Like.
Sorry, Kudo. Paddy has said on his live he's going to watch this tomorrow. Hi, Paddy.
That's over, that Welsh fella. That's what that's about. Someone's after going in and saying...
No, I think he's maybe on about the Birdshit Daily. Murphy's mum is maybe on about, because I was watching Paddy's live and somebody put a comment in saying Paddy should make a guest experience. And he said he would, or something.
Cool.
Get the link to him anyway. Get him for the bird shit joke.
Boss man, do you want to be a leader, boss man? Boss man's asking who's the leader.
Well, I'm not dropping the Shad-bundy stuff anytime soon anyway, so...
No, but you know what he was on about? He was on about thinking you knew what he was talking about. See, up in Scotland, we'll hold a kangaroo court in the jail on people, and we'll appoint a judge, a jury, a procurator fiscal, and they'll hold a court on someone in the jail to find out if they're guilty of things that they've been accused of. And if they get found guilty, they get smashed. Fuck it. So that's what Masters was going on about. A kangaroo court where you appoint a judge. He said a leader, but he was meaning a judge, a jury. You know what I mean? That's what he was meaning. Just a mix-up, because you wouldn't know anything about that. That's a Scottish thing. I'm sure there's a joke in here somewhere. A Scotsman, a Northern Irishman, and two Irish boys. I'm sure there's a joke in here somewhere.
100%. But you know, that's it. Like, you should be able, like, you should be still able to have him on that channel and nothing to do with this channel. Do you get me? Do you get me, General?
Exactly.
That's just like negotiation tactics. I don't. Do you understand?
Oh, SG messaged in the chat. SG must have a good day with him. Well done, SG. Top. That's you promoted now.
But what's going to happen here now is I'm going to jump off, boys. I'm after doing an hour and a half, and next week is going to be different. It's going to be different.
Have a good one. I'll catch you in a while.
One,
I'm sure
talking a
someone will
bit,
be firing
and,
up one more.
I'm just going to put up that thing. I'm going to stick up a video about that that news article where he has the jail up in court there. I'm going to just do a video and stick that up.
General.
And,
I will watch that, mate. General, are you going to go live?
Go on, I'll talk to you in a bit, look.
Right, see you later, pal.
Right, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to stick this video up of me reading out this thing here about him with the thing about the jail. But he's big dirty wrong and he's no good. Shad-bundy. And yeah, speak in the next one. Talk to you again, people.